What's up, guys? Mulleriever here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are back on the free-to-play. It is day 51 on the account, so we're just over halfway through the challenge right now as far as the Hell Hades free-to-play challenge. And we are more specifically about 12 days into Doom Tower Rotation 3. And what does that mean for us? That means it is time to complete the third rotation. It'll be the first time I completed a full rotation with this account. Last rotation on rotation 2, we were actually stuck on the Griffin on floor 90 for a while. I did pass that floor. However, I did it one day too late, so I ended up making it to a floor 119 on rotation 2 with no keys left on the final day. So it's not that I couldn't beat the final boss of rotation 2, it's that I didn't even get a chance. We were just a little too late. But this day, we did not get caught up at all on the floors or any of the bosses. So I will show you my strategies for the hardest stage of each boss, and then we will attempt to beat Dark Fae floor 120. So as far as the account goes, a couple of new additions. Obviously, from the last video, we got our Arbiter. She is pretty healthy. She's 6-starred. She's 300 speed. It's really the only thing I cared about for her right now. I did get some books in her. We got her A3 turn meter boosts booked up. A couple of the books fell in the A1 and the A2, not necessarily worried about that too much. And then obviously we just need that extra book here in the A4. Started Masteries, but haven't really gotten to Masteries yet at all for her. I actually just picked up the 1-star soul for her today. It was in the shop here. So we picked that up. Probably give her Brimstone just because the level of the account that we're at right now. Obviously we need damage. So we're not going high-end arena, so we don't need any sort of special blessing for her, just more damage to PvE content. So as far as what else we got, I ended up pulling a Jareg from a shard, which is awesome. He is absolutely my favorite early game clan boss champion. So he's got 4-turn ally protection, which obviously 3-turn is better. However, he gives increased defense with it, and then paired with his A1, which is decreased attack, he is very, very useful in Clan Boss. Like I said, particularly early game, getting to that Ultra Nightmare level, and that is exactly the plan that we have for him. So I got him to 6 stars. He is booked out. We've got to get him Masteries. We've got to get gear on him. And then we will build a proper tune and see if we can get to Ultra Nightmare here soon. So probably within a week or so, we will be making that attempt. I also pulled Sepulchre Sentinel out of the recent summoning portal with the Prism Shards, which is awesome. She will be my way to deal with the stuns, so she's got the block debuffs. She's also 4 turns. She also brings a decreased attack as well, so she'll double up on that. She's 4-turn cooldown as well on the block debuffs. So it'll be a little more tricky trying to get 2 4-3 champions. But with Deacon, maybe Arbiter in there, try to get like a 2-1 team going on. But she is next to get 6-starred for the purposes of Clan Boss. As far as Rathalos here, we did complete, or at least got the 4-star soul from the Titan event. So we're capped out here. We've got all the points that we can get out of the Titan event. So we didn't quite make it to the Eternal Soul Stone, but we did get the 4-star soul, which is huge. That is a big damage boost for Rathalos. So he is still in the same set that he was. However, he's getting a couple extra stats now from the 4-star blessings and the 2 and the 3 that we got along the way as well. So 4.6k attack, 193 speed, crit capped with 162 crit damage, and then some accuracy to land that Brimstone where we can. Geo, this is actually a build that we had for a while, but it is clutch when it comes to the Scarab King. We've got regen set, we've got a blood shield accessory for him, and then he is also using emergency heal. We'll talk about why that is such a good combination whenever we get to the Scarab King. I don't think any changes anywhere else. We've got Miscreated Monster in our shield set. We got Cold Heart here, just decent speed, enough crit enough crit rate for her A3, and then piling on some crit damage and accuracy. I think we use Renegade here, so we'll go over her briefly. She's still just 5-star, mainly just for one, use of her decreased speed, and then obviously her reset. I don't think we use Apothecary, but he is there. He's just kind of fast. It's the only real thing you care about for the Apothecary. And I think that's everybody we're going to use. Kale's still built in, standard lifesteal. Deacon, of course, as fast as and accurate as we can get. 234 speed, 235 accuracy. And I believe that is the cast of characters. So, for Doom Tower. Obviously, I think the hardest stage, or the hardest boss by far, in this rotation is, of course, Bommel. And I think that's where most people are going to get stuck as well in this final stage of Bommel. You can see we cleared it just shy of 3 minutes, 42 turns. Here we're using Renegade and Arbiter for our turn meter boost. You want to make sure we don't turn meter decrease too much against him, but it's going to end up being Geo's HP burn, as well as Rathalos just doing a ton of damage. Now for this one, I actually re-geared Geo and Arbiter for this one. Particularly, I added resistance in order to avoid getting the bombs placed from the boss and getting your buff stolen and all that sort of stuff. So I put you need 250 resistance in order to resist anything that the boss does. We put that on Geo and Arbiter in order to keep them alive. Mainly on Arbiter so that she can revive everybody, and Geo just so he could stay alive. So for this, we're not actually going to be able to beat the boss, but we will give you a general idea. So through the waves here, and particularly you want to kind of minimize how much you use Rathalos, because his passive, that every 5th attack, he hits super hard. That comes in handy a lot against the boss, because he can do a ton of damage. So we're going to avoid the turn meter decrease on the A3. We can pull a leech. Of course, we do have masteries, so that's going to screw us up a bit. But generally, we're just going here, and we are... See, this, again, is where the resistance on Geo came in handy, so we avoided getting bombs here. We can throw decreased speed out with our Renegade. And then we're just kind of slowly making our way through the boss. Try to get a leech up. We're going to get most of our direct damage, obviously, from Rathalos. And then just try to keep everybody alive using Arbiter. Now, obviously, again, we are not going to survive this one. You can see bombs galore. So once we take 2 turns, we are dead. Particularly these bombs as well. So this will be it for this boss. But that was the strategy that I used. Obviously, it does take some RNG. It was not 100% run. But you avoid these bombs by getting some resistance on the champions that you need it. Like Arbiter, so she can revive once everybody dies. And it's just between Geo's A3 and Rathalos doing direct damage to the boss. With the Brimstone and things like that, we were able to take him out. So we will get out of there. And that was it for Bommel. For Scarab King. Scarab King, you can see this one took 12 minutes. Slow and steady, this is where Geo comes in handy. So everybody else is just to get through the waves. And then they all die off, and it is Geo that handles it by himself. Now, we could also put like a destroy set on Cold Heart here with the enemy max HP hit in order to take down his shield. I would do this a lot faster. However, silver always an issue, so we don't care about time. It's more just making sure that we clear it once and then we're done. So you can see Geo with the Blood Shield Ring, he's getting his a shield every time he hits. So once everybody else dies off, all the counterattacks will stop. We'll just let it roll here a bit. Kale down, Cold Heart down. See, everybody else pretty low. All right, there we go. So now everybody else is dead, and this is how we are just going to roll. He's going to put up his A3 with the HP burn. The HP burn itself is going to do a little bit of damage. Obviously, every time he attacks is going to do some damage when that procs. But you can see Geo's HP levels just stay high. He's getting healing from the regen set. He's getting healing from every time the blood shield gets broken with the emergency heal ascension blessing. And this is it. So we just do this. We sit here and go get a drink, come back. Took 12 minutes the last time. We're obviously not going to sit here and watch it the whole time this time. But you can see Geo is in absolutely no danger of dying. You could put resistance on him here to avoid the provoke, to avoid the decreased speed, things like that, but none of it really matters. We're not farming this stage, so doing it quick doesn't make any sort of difference. Just need to get it down once, because obviously we want to farm Dark Fae. So that's it. He would clear this easily, or will clear it. However, we are not going to sit here and watch it. But Scarab, pretty easy on this rotation. Oop. All right, and then we had Griffin. So Griffin was far more difficult last rotation. This rotation's a bit easier. One, because Rathalos is strong affinity, and he's the one doing most of the damage. But also just because the Griffin is DPS off. Basically, you got to do as much damage as you can, as fast as you can, before the Griffin does the damage to you. And we just are more equipped to do better damage. I did bring Arbiter in on this one. However, her turn meter boost also boosts the Griffin, so really didn't help much at all. I wonder if we can just run this on auto. Just zip through the waves. This team, where I haven't had any issues on waves at all, between Deacon as my speed lead, and then we've got decreased defense, we've got pretty much everybody has some sort of healing mechanic on them. Arbiter now as our reviver. Roll through the waves here quick. Obviously, when I did this the first time, I was manualing it. We're just going to see if they can auto it. I don't know if they can or not. Rathalos very well might be able to do it all by himself. But I didn't take any sort of special tactic on this one. Again, it's just do as much damage as you can, as fast as you can. There goes Kale. Now, the Griffin does obviously ramp up as the Celestial counter, or the Skybound counter, ticks up. Whether that's going to be enough in time, so there's that extra damage swing that took about a quarter of his HP. Yeah, this one, again, because Rathalos is positive affinity, Geo's positive affinity, not a problem at all. Oh, almost took him out there. So we ramped up. Once he gets to 20 is game over, but we were able to do it. So there you go. Fastest time, couple extra turns, but full auto that time. Can't complain about that. And next we are on to Dark Fae. So for this one, I actually have a team built already. It was auto farm for the lower stage. And we will see if it works for this one. So we've got Deacon lead, Arbiter in there, Rathalos, obviously, Geo, and Coldheart for our turn meter reduction. Going through the waves. Wave 1, they can do whatever they want. Wave 2, we're holding onto his A2 and his A3. And then we are prioritizing those during the boss. For Arbiter, just not using her turn meter boosts. and then we are going to prioritize that against the boss as well. That way we get to go first against our own shadows. For Rathalos, just saving his AoE for, again, for the shadows so we can nuke them. And then Geo just not using his A3 until we get to the boss. Coldheart, same thing with the Heartseeker, just saving that for the boss. So that is the team. We'll see if it works on auto or if we have to jump in and manual it. It's all a matter of whether we really clear our shadows easily enough. Geo's built a bit tanky. And then actually Deacon is positive affinity to Rathalos, so it is possible that he weaks hits against him. So who knows if this is going to be 100% or not. However, we can run it as often as we want. So there's our decreased defense. Shadows are down. Turn meter reduction. And then we let it roll. So definitely a good start. Oof. Big whack from Rathalos. That was like half his HP. Get through the fears. Take a hard knock from him. Coldheart down. Back on the boss. Looks like we should not have any problems. Well, a little healing there. Maybe we'll have some problems. Little collapse at the end. And we did it. There we go. Wasn't the cleanest run, but we got it. We got our avatar. We got a Void Shard. We got Arbiter. Congratulations. Rotation 3 in the books. Definitely the hardest rotation. So I'm pretty sure we will be able to clear all of the other rotations now without a problem. Not too shabby. Just so all can see. Cleared rotation 3. We've got some shards for the Void, or for the Fusion coming up, so we'll save those. That's what we got for today. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll catch you later.